Buenos días, yo soy su maestro Espinosa. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre el clima. This class will help us to practice having conversation about the weather in Spanish. So the objectives for today lesson are simple and clear. First, we want to practice having a conversation using weather vocabulary. Next, we will focus on answering and asking questions about the weather, which help make our conversations feel real. And finally, we will work on speaking fluently and pronouncing words correctly as we describe different weather scenarios. On slide 3, examen oral. For the oral exam, we are going to participate in a conversation. You will be talking with Rodrigo, answering his questions about the weather. Try to respond fully to each question he asks, using the weather terms that we already learned. On slide 4, so in this conversation, your job is to answer each question that Rodrigo asks about the weather. For each response, make sure to include details using the weather vocabulary that we already reviewed. Remember to respond each question thoughtfully and with complete sentences. When you finish doing this activity, record your responses on Seesaw. Make sure, double check your recording to ensure all your answers are clear and complete. Be specific and use full sentences in your responses. You will be graded on how well you use vocabulary, pronunciation, and overall flow of your conversation. So let's go to slide number 6. Let's review the rubric for the oral exam. So let's go over it. For the vocabulary usage, this is about how well you use our weather vocabulary. To earn the highest score of 5 points, you should use a strong variety of terms that we learned, showing that you can describe the weather in detail and naturally, using a mix of words like hace sol, está lloviendo, or hace frío, instead of repeating the same terms will help you here. A score of 3 means that you used some of the weather terms, but maybe repeated a few or didn't use as many. And a score of 1 means that you didn't use enough of the weather vocabulary or use the terms incorrectly. Let's go with the part of the pronunciation. For the pronunciation, a score of 5 points means that your words are clear and easy to understand with sounds that are accurate and close to the native pronunciation. If you make a minor errors, but they don't affect your understanding, you might get a score of 3. If pronunciation errors make it hard to understand your responses, this will give you a score of closer to 1. Let's go with fluency. Fluency refers to how smoothly you speak. To earn 5 points, aim for a natural flow without many pauses or hesitations. If you have a few pauses, but mostly keep a natural pace, you will get a score close to 3. If they are frequent pauses that interrupt the flow, making it sound choppy or hard to understand, this will fall closer to the score of 1. Let's go with the last part, which is language control. This is about the sentence structure and grammar. To score 5 points, you should complete sentences with minimal grammar errors, keeping the meaning clear. Small errors are fine if they don't interfere with your response. A score of 3 means that you have some errors, but overall message is still understandable. If errors make it hard to understand your responses, this will result in a score of 1. So each of these criteria, guys, can earn you up to 5 points, each one of these, totaling of 20 points that you can get. Try to be as detailed as possible and clear as possible too, using everything that we already practiced these past weeks, using and good luck, guys. Remember to review the rubric if you need more guidance. Let me show you guys the end product. So for this part, I have an example for you so you can see how the interaction should look like. I will be the person who is asking the questions, and my friend will demonstrate how to answer them. This way, you can get a clear idea of what our conversation should sounds like. Let me just do it, guys, really quick. Okay. Just wait a second, guys. I just haven't. My internet is very slow, guys. Sorry. Okay. Hola, ¿cómo está el clima donde estás hoy?
Hola, el clima es bueno y hace frío.
Ah, suena bien. ¿Sabes cómo estará el clima mañana?
El clima mañana será frío y hará sol, así que tengo que usar suéter.
Qué interesante. ¿Recuerdas un día reciente cuando el clima fue extremo?
Sí, ayer hacía mucho viento y mucho frío.
Eso suena intenso. ¿Y qué tiempo prefieres, calor o frío?
Yo prefiero el frío porque puedo usar suéter.
Qué bien. Entonces, ¿cuál es el clima perfecto para ti y qué harías en ese día?
El clima perfecto sería frío porque puedo tomar chocolate caliente.
Suena muy divertido. Adiós.
Adiós.
Okay, guys, like you see, this is a sample of the end product. So let's go with the slide number 7. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. Okay, so these are the recording instructions. So like I mentioned it before, you have to go to CISO and start recording your responses to each question in a conversation. And then you have to speak clearly, use the word vocabulary effectively, and focus on accurate pronunciation. And lastly, and more important, you have to listen to your recording once you are done, to make sure your answers flow naturally and address each question fully. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions or anything else, just please let me know. Thank you.